To Mortgage Coach community, Dave Savage, and today I am sitting down with Scott Harris, the founder and CEO of Social Survey. What's up, Scott?
Hey, thanks for having me on, Dave. I got to tell you, I love how much value that you give to the mortgage industry. I love that you show up. I feel like you should get a lot of halo effect because of all the value. And I just finished reading for the second time the playbook. I really think it's simple. It's easy. It's so easy to follow. I think any loan officer that gets in there and dives into your principles, it's going to be a success. So thank you for all you do for the industry, dude.
Oh, man. Thanks, brother. Well, hey, I am super impressed with what you've done and how you have brought reputation management and just the whole movement around helping loan officers, show how great they are online. And so I'm looking forward to having a conversation around how loan officers can get more 5-star reviews and then how they can use those to build their business. By the way, folks, he was just referencing our lead conversion playbook. I'm going to put a link down below. And so anybody who's going, what's that? It's basically a playbook that myself and our team authored to help any local referral-based loan officer optimize conversion. Like, you want to know the principles and the strategies to optimize conversion? Check it out down below. So let's do this. Before I just get into my first question around strategy number 9, I want to know, why did you start a company with this total focus around reputation management? And, what's the why behind starting this business? And then we'll get into some questions.
So early on, I built a lot of stuff. I was sort of the shiny object guy. So I built a lot of tools for a lot of different mortgage companies. And one of them that I built a couple of times was automated mortgage lending. I built it back in 2007, believe it or not, a tool called My Turbo Loan. And at the end of My Turbo Loan, at the end of the loan process, we sent out a simple survey and then asked folks to share it. So very simple, call it version 001. But every time I shared it with someone, the lender would go, "Can we just get that? Can we get that last, that end piece?" And that was way back. We did execute on it a couple of times, and the impact for mortgage companies was pretty cool. And so when it came time to grow up, I'll say, and be a real company, we had a lot to choose from. We had a dozen or so different products we had built for mortgage companies and for ourselves. And it was a clear and easy winner, the whole online reputation. It really, loan officers get a bad rap. Lenders get a bad rap. They really do delight their customers as a rule. It's not an easy business, but the thing is, if you're not managing your online reputation, your unhappy customers are more than happy to do it for you. I mean, I think Yelp has taught us that folks are happy to take a picture of their burrito as big as their head and put it on Yelp, right? But they don't run out to these platforms and write a good review just because you're such a great loan officer. They don't even think to do that, right? In today's day and age, you still, for professional services, you got to ask. But who does is your unhappy customers. So when someone's pissed off, they definitely are out there trying to do you damage. So that's the reason behind it, and it's been a fantastic ride. The mortgage industry has been amazing to us.
Well, you're definitely a shooting star out there in the space, and all of the customers I have that work with you and your organization love it. So I came at this from this concept of when I created the lead conversion playbook, I didn't know what was going to be in it. I didn't know what the 3 principles were going to be. Heck, when I first published it on LinkedIn, it was 6 strategies. It wasn't 12. And so I have just been on this mission for like 30 days. What are the principles? What are the strategies to optimize conversion? And it just showed up that when I was interviewing the best of the best that had the best conversion rates, they delivered 5-star service, no surprise there. And then they collected it, they promoted it, and they used it in very strategic ways. So if you could just speak to that, because not every loan officer is as intentional as they could be at collecting it. And again, I know your customer is the C-suite, and you roll out as an enterprise platform. But let's just talk to loan officers and branch managers. Why should they be intentional about five-star, not getting five-star, not delivering five-star service? I think that's obvious, but collecting reviews and promoting them.
Yeah, table stakes is delighting your customers, right? Table stakes is doing a great job for your customers.
Right.
But it's funny. I like the way you put it. They should be very deliberate about doing it. And let's take it back just a step. Reviews are nothing more than referrals, digitized, recommendations, digitized. If you think about it, well, let's put it like this. I speak in front of loan officers and real estate agents, and I usually start by asking them how they get their business. And 100% of the time, the number one answer is referrals. And it always astonishes me that so many of these folks have not made the evolution to digitizing that voice and getting that same voice everywhere online, right? I was talking to someone the other day and they said, Scott, I didn't find my loan officer through a review. And I said, how'd you find your loan officer? And they said, someone referred me. And then I said, then what'd you do? I looked them up. And so if nothing else, if you don't use it as a lead creation tool, if you're not using it as a route to market, you need to use it to validate all those great referrals you've been getting, right? I think it's really important that the voice of your customer, especially for those of you who spend so much time and energy and do such a great job, I think it's important to collect and share the voice of your customer. And I know we're social survey, but it's not about social survey. When customers Google you, they find in a half a second, 1 million answers, right? You want to make sure that what they see is the true voice of your customer. You need to have a Google page. You need to be collecting and sharing on your Google My Business page. You need to have a Zillow profile. These things are free, and they love to collect and share the voice of your customer themselves. You need to have a Facebook page. You need to have, there's everywhere you get a Yelp page, everywhere that people might find you, you need to make sure it's the true voice of your customer they're finding.
Love that. So by the way, you just named a lot of different platforms, and it sounds like you advocate that if you're a loan officer, modern mortgage professional, you want to optimize conversion, you need to be thoughtful about all of those channels. You know, Yelp, Zillow, Google, Facebook. Are there any that you think are better than others, and any just particular strategies that, let's just say it's a loan officer that is just getting started, where they start? Any thoughts?
So 160 million people search Zillow for homes every month, right? And growing. That's the platform and then most people find Zillow by doing a Google search. And so
right.
those are the two that make the most sense. I mean, and it's not hard. In the same time that you and I are having this conversation, they could clean up their Zillow page and invite 3 or 4 happy customers to write a review. It's not difficult, but it's very important.
Right. Love it. So by the way, if you're listening to this, I have put a link to the Mortgage Coach Lead Conversion Playbook. I also did an interview with Giuseppe Batalani. So Giuseppe, if I didn't do that last name well, don't beat me up.
I can't do it either.
Yeah, Giuseppe, he is just killing it. I recommend you listen to that. I'll put a link to Giuseppe's interview down below. But just he epitomizes the modern mortgage professional in the fact that he delivers really high touch experience, but he also leverages technology in all the right places, and he's killing it. So check out that interview below. So this is
number one for customer satisfaction across tens of thousands in the whole United States.
Yeah, so you want to see how to do it, check him out. So this is the other thing is I'm starting, I'm also writing what is called the lead generation playbook. And I'm trying to come up, what are the principles of the modern mortgage professional? By the way, my customer is the local mortgage professional that lives on, referrals. They live on their database. So the conversion playbook, it's going to get better. I'm going to make it better, but it's pretty much there. The lead generation playbook, I'm writing it right now. And it looks like your strategy, 5-star reviews, is going to kind of make it in both playbooks. It's not only a great lead gen strategy, it is also, or not just a conversion strategy, but it's a lead generation strategy. Could you speak to that a little bit on how having great online presence with 5-star reviews helps?
So it's funny. I have a survey I'll tell you about in just a second, but it's so important, and it's also so very easy. And since so many people are not doing it, it's an advantage. So I was talking to Zillow just the other day, and we were comparing, and even profile in loan officer profile pages, we did a test of 10,000 loan officer profile pages across multiple customers, and Zillow only had 1,700 of those same profiles. So first, it's a very simple thing to do to get right. Right? You spend an hour getting it set up, and then 10 minutes a week, right? Sending your customers requests. We did a survey to loan officers, and we didn't focus on a lot of the value that's out there. All we did was we said, how much new business have you seen from automated posting or from posting of reviews on your Facebook and Twitter, on your social media accounts? What have you seen? And loan officers reported a growth average across the entire pool, and we sent thousands out, of a 13.7% growth just from collecting the voice of their customer and sharing it on social media. And if you think about it, that makes perfect sense, right? The average person has 338 friends on Facebook. And if those friends have friends, then you just trigger, and it's not you saying something good about yourself, it's your customer saying something good about you on social media. And so if you just think about how many times you're reminding people, some people don't even know you're a loan officer that you're a friend with. That's first, right? And then all of those people have friends, and they'll be talking to their friends, and one of their friends say, oh, I'm getting a loan. Do you know a loan officer? And then they'll remember, hey, wait a minute, this guy posted on social media. The other thing, and so it's going to create new business. It just can't help but create new business. The other thing is, I love the stories. Imagine, we had a story the other day that came in of a loan officer who did a loan for a lady. Her husband was deployed overseas, and he had always handled the financing in the past. And she sort of gave this heartfelt review about how this loan officer, she could have never done it without this loan officer, and he carried her across the goal line and took this complicated process and made it super easy. He even showed up at the bank to help her with documents. And so I read that story, and then I heard about all the loans that came from that story. And why wouldn't they? Because every single person who's deployed would want, what happened?
You're good. Just keep it rolling.
Oh, I'm sorry. So every person that's deployed, wouldn't you, if you're deployed and you're out there in Iraq or wherever, wouldn't you want that exact same experience for your family? Wouldn't you want that same experience, in this case for his wife? Wouldn't you want that same experience for your wife, to know it was handled, right? And so, and they're friends of other people in the military. So it's not, it's a story, and I love the stories, and they always bear fruit. So again, the idea of collecting reviews, being very deliberate about it, sharing those reviews, getting those customers to write reviews on Zillow, getting a Google My Business page set up, and getting customers to write Google My Business reviews, sharing that voice on your Facebook and some of your other social media. Simple, and it pays off.
It makes total sense. And I love the way you framed in the beginning. There are all these documented referrals, there are endorsements, and there's stories. And let's face it, nothing more powerful than stories selling. And so mortgage community, the hallmarks, and I believe this, of the modern mortgage professional is that high touch, high tech. Every family gets a total cost analysis. By the way, we are seeing a trend that when you deliver that total cost analysis, better chance that you're going to get a higher review. The loan officers that consistently deliver a TCA get better reviews, get more referrals, and the loan officers that collect reviews and promote reviews generate more loans and have better conversion rates. So it's just this.
I love it. I love it when we compare notes, and the same winners on our side are the leaders on your side. I mean, that tells you everything you need to know. But I just want to underline that while there's stuff to do, none of this is complicated. You just got to do it.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, let's do this. First of all, I want everybody to know how to get in touch with you. I also know you have an event coming up that I'm excited to be speaking at. But if anybody do this, they just want to follow you guys online, or they want to follow you, because I know you're committed to creating content and delivering value in the marketplace. What are the best ways to connect with you, and where can they find more about your event that's coming up?
Yeah, so thanks for peddling the Create Wow Summit for me. You can go to createwowsummit.com. It is a marketing and culture summit, and we'll go over a lot of the same concepts, but really go in deeper dive. And to reach out to me, Scott at Social Survey.
Wow, that was easy. So first of all, if you got value from this, if you got a takeaway, like us, share it. As we close today's call, whether a loan officer is using your platform, another platform, or they're not even using a platform, what's just one or two, like, do this, do that, and you can get more reviews and use them in a more strategic way? Just give us a couple quick how-tos.
Okay. Delight your customers, number one. Collect and share their voice on social media. Number two, ask your customers to write Zillow and Google reviews. Number three, ask your agents, your real estate agents, to write a review. And then use that realtor review the same way, but then you can also go in and write and use that realtor review to pick up the other realtors in the market. So there's my 5.
I love it. Super simple. And by the way, everybody, follow the loan officers that are doing the best. I interview top producers, follow them, for like, oh, what do I say? Show up to our Friday Mastermind. We cover stuff like this every Friday, 9 o'clock. I interview the best loan officers of the country, and they share these scripts. So if you have more questions, ask it below. Also, if you are a mortgage professional and you're not part of the Mortgage Coach Productivity Mastermind Facebook group, go to Facebook right now, put in Mortgage Coach Productivity Mastermind. We'll let you in and ask questions there. So, hey, Scott, man, I appreciate our friendship, our partnership, and all your value creating in the Mortgage Coach community.
All right. Thank you, Dave. I really appreciate all you do, man.
All right. Take care, my friend.
Be good.